What's up guys, welcome back to Vapes. I hope you're all well. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. Before we kick off with this review, just letting you know this is an educational channel only. I do not sell any vaping products, and also if you're under the ages of 18 or 21, depending on which country you're from, please don't continue watching this content. Now we've got that aside, what we're going to be looking at, we're going to be checking out the new Blaze MTL RTA by Vapes and Thundercloud. Absolute little flavour banger, spot on, small little atomizer, and it was working very, very well. It does say MTL, but this can also do RDL as well. So let's go down, unbox it, stick a build in, and as always, we'll share pros, cons, and give it a rating. Alright, so we've got the Blaze MTL RTA 22mm, and this is by Thundercloud and Vapes. We do have the stainless steel 316 limited edition of this. So let's unbox it and check what's inside. So you'll get a little user manual as well as your lifetime warranty card. I've covered it up because there's websites at the bottom there. So please, Thundercloud, stop putting websites on your cards because it's very difficult for the viewers. Anyways, this is the cards that you will get, and let's see what else we get in the box. You get your standard ATI stand that Thundercloud always provides with all their atomizers. You also get a spare glass tank section. So instead of using the whole stainless steel design, you can have the glass shown through, which we might change. I think we'll change it to show you how it is. You also get a spare Ultim threaded drip tip. Airflow here, so instead of me taking all these out, I'll just talk through them. So this part up here, which you're going to see in the tank, is the airflow post. So this is the way you would install it. You would screw in your airflow in there and then install this into the deck, which, like I said, I'm going to show you. So in terms of airflow, you've got 0.8, and that goes right up to the RDL is 3.5, so 0.8 to 3.5. How wicked is that? You can also have some airflow holes rather than it completely open, so this will completely restrict this off, but you've got that option there as well if you want to tweak it. But I like the 3.5 because I love RDL vaping. You also get some coils. You'll get your 3-core Claptons, a 2.5mm ID. And then you've got some spare O-rings, grub screws, screwdriver, flathead driver, as well as the little screws that go at the bottom of the RTA to replace these, which these screws we will take apart, but it takes the bottom plate off and lets you clean around the airflow control and everything, but I'll show you this in a second. And let's take a look at this gorgeous tank. Now this is a 22mm. In terms of height with the stainless steel drip tip, it's going to be 48.5mm, and without is 46mm. Now this is a 316 stainless steel limited edition version. The others are made of 304 stainless steel. So the tank section at the bottom here, PCTG. In terms of the capacity in here, it's 3 mLs that it can take as well. So let's take a look. So at the top, you've got your drip tip. It's a stainless steel drip tip. Now this does come off like that, but you can also unscrew the drip tip. So I'll show you this in a second. It is a 510 connection, just so you know. You've got a nice design around the top part of, well, the bottom part, sorry, or the drip tip, where you can screw and unscrew the drip tip. So of course you've got the spare Ultim one, which is a little bit tighter than the stainless steel. So if you're doing MTL, I'd use the Ultim with this, but very easy to screw. Threading's pretty decent on it. Just get it in there, screw it down. Threading's nice and smooth, and then take that back out. Put your stainless steel one back in. You can see it's good quality. Well, I can feel it's good quality. Pop that back in. You can see at the top here, you've got a couple of cut-ins there, some lining at the top there. There's a little layer, which is nice. You've got some grip there with that lining, that design, which matches the bottom as well, your airflow control, because yes, this does have airflow control. And at the bottom, you've got the Vapes logo, as well as the Thundercloud logo. You've got your 510 pin, your 2 screws there for the bottom plate, and the serial number as well. And the airflow control, so you just rotate it to close it off. So hold on to the bottle, completely closes off that airflow, and then if you want to open it, just give it a good old twist. Now I've seen a few people have some issues with this, where it tightens up and freezes, but all you have to do is unscrew the 2 screws at the bottom and give it a good old clean, and it should do the job and work again. But yeah, unscrews at the bottom like that. Me personally, I've had no issues with it. Maybe one time it's just jammed up, unscrewed the bottom plate, and that was it. Kind of give it a clean, put it back together, and it started working again. So it shouldn't be freezing up once it's fully closed and difficult to open, or vice versa. So take the top cap off, half turn, pulls off like that. Very nicely done. Two massive wells to fill in your e-liquid, so two massive fill ports there. Now let's get this opened up. So all you have to do is close off the airflow. That's going to seal that, close it off, and now open it. Just give it a twist and it opens like so. Now inside your chamber, Ultim little tank section there, and then your stainless steel part of the tank section. So very nice design. Pop in your finger and just push out the chamber, pushes out like that. This doesn't come off, it's all stuck in one piece, but that's what it looks like. You can see here a nice thick O-ring at the top there. It does say Blaze there. That's the inner part of the chamber. Very nicely done. It's like a dome effect. Loving that. At the top there, like I showed you, the fill ports. But your glass, very simple. Pop that on like that, and that's it on. Very easy and simple to do. And like I said, it's 3 mLs capacity in there. So let's take a look at the deck. We will take this apart. Got a coil installed, flathead screws on the posts here, and then you've got your airflow post there, which you're just going to pop out when you're going to install a new coil, as well as change over airflow. So it's very simple to do. All you have to do, take that out and give this a little unscrew. So because I've got big fingers, it can be a bit difficult, but it's not too bad because it's got grip on these airflow little rings there. So this is a 3.5mm. This is the way this looks. I'll zoom in. So your little airflow post here, Blaze, it says, very easy to install and uninstall. It just slides in, a little bit sticking out there. Now to install this, you've got to just kind of do what you can with the size of the fingers that you have. Because mine are absolutely huge, and I struggle with small things like this. But pop that in if I can get that. As you can see, I'm struggling already, but that's just because of the size of my fingers. Anyway, it's there now. Give it a little twist, and it eventually gets in there. Just tighten it off, and that's it, ready to go. So we'll set that aside because we're going to take a look at the deck and get that all wicked up. The deck here, you've got deep wells. We're first going to take this coil out so I can show you the wells and everything. 2 flathead screws at the top there, deep wells, 2 circles that are cut out at the bottom for the e-liquid to get into, and the cotton just sits on top. But the platform itself in the RTA, the deck is just raised up a little, which I like. So your cotton's just going to sit there and e-liquid's going to follow under there and flow into that cotton from underneath. I very much like that style, and it looks great. It does look great. Threading on it's perfect. So let's get a build in this. Get this in your build tab. We're going to use some borrow bolts from Dave Watman, so let's check these out. Now let's get the coil in here. I've bent the leg a little on the coil just to make sure we can get in there. Feed that through and just position it to where you want it. Once you've done that, just screw this in. Flathead screw, sorry if it goes blurry, it sometimes does when I'm doing my builds because it's difficult to focus with so many things in the frame. But yeah, all I'm doing is screwing this down, and I'll show you in a second. I'm just screwing these posts down. There we go, that's it down, and that's the height I've got it at. I think that works well, perfectly does it. The setup that I had just there, the coil was high, which was working for me, so I'm just pushing it down a little and not putting it up so high to see how it performs. But take this coil off, snip that off, and that doesn't want to come off. Snip this off as well. Just make sure you get right in there and make sure it's nice and flush. But we're going to test this out with the tank chamber on and everything because I don't want any shorts. Make sure that's all smooth. Feels okay. We'll see if this works. Now, get this down to 10 watts. That's what we want to do. 10 watts for this. Start at low temperature, well, low wattage for this. Introduce the heat, and it should do the trick. So I'll fire that up. starting to fire up nicely. And now what I'm going to do is, because it's firing up, and I know it's firing up, I'll stick this chimney on and see if we run into a short. So screw this back on and fire away, and it's firing away nicely. Perfect. Got no issues there, no short. So take this back off. That's the issue. The whole thing's coming off now. So take this back off and put it back onto the build tab. And then we'll get this properly pulsed up now, because we know it's not going to run into a short. And once it starts to change colour, then you're going to change it up to 12 watts and push that up. I can see the colour changing slightly. So now I'm going to put that up to 12 watts. Needs more power. Get that going. It's cranking up nicely. And now we'll take it to 14 watts. If you feel that the heat's not evenly glowing, then it could be the posts where you just need to tighten these down a little. So a little tighten for me. I think we just need better connection. Should do the trick. And if you need to adjust the coil, you do that. Yeah, 14 watts. Fire that up. It's working well. Let's get this up to 16 watts now. I can see the hot spots, so we're just going to make sure we take all of these out. I feel that I need to straighten this up a bit. There we go. Should be all right. I think we just need to tidy this up a bit. Still not happy with the positioning of it. That should do. And yep, 16 watts. It's glowing nicely with that. But we're going to crank this up now to 18 watts. 18 watts. Firing away nicely. I can see some hot spots. Take those out. They're gone. And now we're going to take it up to 20 watts. Glowing at 20 watts nicely. And now we've got a 0.36 resistance. Take this up to 33 watts. And it should do the trick. Any hot spots that I can see. See, there's one right there in the center, as you can see it. So it's important to get these. There we go. And that's it. That's why it's important to pulse at the wattage you're going to be vaping this at to make sure all hot spots are gone. But yeah, let this cool down and then we'll get it wicked up. We're going to be using some Maviton for this, and we're just going to pop that in. That should do us. You can just snip right there to the outer part of the deck. That should be more than enough. Same on this side. More than enough, and now we're just going to fluff it out and then give it a trim. Now that's done, we just need to trim a little bit more from the sides there, because honestly you don't need too much cotton. Get this tucked in, lift and drop it in. Just make sure that you've got a bit of movement in there and you're not compressing it too much down there. I know it may look like I'm doing that, but it's not. I can feel how light it is and easy to move around, but that's what you want. Now let's get this juiced up and then we'll see how we get on. So we're going to use some of Omerta's fried ice cream. Pop on your juice. That should do the trick. And it's popping nicely. Beautiful. So now that I've juiced this up and it's all good to go, I'm just going to slide in like this, the airflow, and all I have to do is push this airflow post in, and that's it. Settled in nicely. And that's it. Now I'm just going to get this all connected up with the chamber and we'll get it filled up. Now before we get it onto a mod, one thing I forgot to show you was taking this plate off. Now let me give you a wee rundown of this. So to take this off, I'm going to obviously take it out, which you can with this. So just give it a little unscrew. Obviously keep it upside down because you don't want the e-liquid to go all over the place if you've done the same rookie mistake I've done without showing you guys. just stand that up somewhere. So take this plate out, 2 screws at the bottom there, unscrew them, take that out, and this, that comes out. Bottom plate, that will come off, so just push it down, it does the job. Now this does come off as well, you're just going to have to hold on and give this a little rotation. It does come off, so eventually just unscrew, so it is coming off just like you would with opening that airflow. So you can check inside, look at that, that's what it looks like inside with that style of threading. And you've got your O-ring. Now if this gets stuck, the couple of things you can do is you can lubricate this a little with VG or e-liquid or whatever you want. And then of course you've got your airflow there as well, which I've not shown you, sorry. Screw this back on. Now to get this on, you need to match up the little holes with the holes on the deck, which can be very annoying sometimes. But these screws are very small. I've got e-liquid everywhere, so I do apologise. It's because I've done it back to front, showing you guys. Take this out and pop that in. Give it a little screw down. Pop the other screw in. Give that a little screw down. By the way, that did take me about 10 attempts, but eventually got there in the end. Now, it's very tight. You don't want to tighten it up too much. You want to just a little bit of tension, nothing crazy, because you want to keep it open for that airflow control as well. And that's it. So let's get this back into the tank where it belongs. I'm going to do this upside down. My build's okay. There's no effects, nothing, no issues, but screw this back on. And of course, open that airflow. And as you can see, it does rotate, open and close. Now I've had this for a very long time. I've even had the prototype with this and had no issues with the airflow ring. And there we go. The airflow ring is working. I've kept this nice and loose at the bottom and it's working no problem at all. So yeah, we'll keep it open airflow. Now let's get this onto a mod. We're going to use the Konsu Tech mod, which is the Eclipse. Pop this on. And that's it. The airflow, of course, you're going to need to loosen that up a little to adjust the airflow and give it a twist whenever you need to close that off. If you put it on too tight in your mod, you will face some issues with the airflow. So just fully open airflow for me, I'm fine with that. But that's what it looks like in the glass style of this RTA. I think it looks really good. And the wattage, let me see the resistance on this. Oh, get this out and let's have a look. Remeasure the coil. 0.35. I'm fine with that, happy with that. And it's popping nicely. So let's go up, vape on it, share pros, cons, and give it a rating. Alright, so we've now unboxed the Blaze MTL RTA and we've got it in RDL mode. Let's give this a rip. I've got it at 30 watts. Here we go. Beautiful, lovely flavour. I'm going to crank that up to 33 watts, a little bit more power. Pros and cons, let's start with the cons first. What do I have to say about this? Now, con-wise, I can't personally say it's a con for me because it's not happened to me, but I've heard a few people have had issues with the airflow control at the bottom where it gets a bit stuck and they can't move it. The way around that, I would say, is don't tighten it onto the mod too tightly so you can actually move that O-ring, the airflow control at the bottom there and rotate it, which I'm doing right now. So I've got that quite loose in the mod and it's rotating and then fully open. There's nothing in terms of cons I can say about this. This thing works, it performs well, great flavour and great cloud production. So no issues there. We're going to move on to the pros because con-wise, I can't say, you know, even though I've heard of the issues with this, I can't call it my own con because it's not happened to me. But pros, I will see flavour profile, absolutely spot on in this. Loving the airflow and loving the flavour profile. Airflow's nice and smooth, flavour's coming out. You're getting really good flavour with that condensed inner chamber in there. Really well. It is still a little bit high, but it's narrow. Obviously, 22mm, it's small, but got good flavour coming out of this thing. I do like the airflow pins. I like that system where you can have a build in, and even your tank full, you just take the tank out, which I've shown you because I made a mistake by not showing you the bottom plate, but you can take that out and you can change the airflow pins whenever you want. So that's a bonus. I like this airflow post where you can just switch it up, slide it in, easy to install, and it's good to go. So I do like that airflow system. And like I mentioned, touching on the airflow, it is very smooth. The restrictiveness from it is on point. Like, you've got that great restrictiveness for your RDL vaping, but still got that nice airflow in, depending obviously if you keep the airflow open and you use the wider 3.5mm pin, but you can completely restrict that off. Other bonus, they give you a hell of a lot of airflow pins, which is fantastic. So the whole setup's good to go for MTL, RDL, whatever you want to do, whatever style of vaping experience. And also you get your drip tips, and you've got that tank section where it's stainless steel, and you've got that little PCTG tank at the bottom. Loving that you get that option as well. So it's not like you have to buy extra accessories to kit this out to the way you like. But yeah, I'm digging this little clear glass on this thing. Really enjoying it. Other pros, now I like that half ton at the top there. Very easy to half ton, pull off, fill up. Massive e-liquid fill ports there, which is another bonus. Also the drip tip, you've got 2 drip tips that you can just screw. I know we just touched on drip tips, but this you can unscrew and put the Ultim drip tip on, or you can just pull it out and use your own 510. So really good options there. They give you a lot with this RTA. You're fully covered for every style of vaping, apart from direct to lung. But yeah, absolute spot on. I like the effect that's on at the top there and the bottom. So really nice. That's great for grip and everything, but very nice style there at the top and the bottom. I think this setup is just absolutely gorgeous. This RTA is spot on. Yes, it would have been good if the Blaze logo was facing the front, but it's not, so it is what it is. It's not a major issue. My name's not Todd. But yeah, anything else I can see in terms of the pros? Now, it's easy to build, very easy to build. Yes, it's small, it's tiny, it's a 22mm. But yeah, if you've got your coils, get them set up, they're good to go. It's easy to put together. And wick, I like the wells as well. It's got 2 little holes where the cotton just sits and the e-liquid will just flow in there nicely. So that's another bonus with that. I think the wells are fantastic. They're nice and deep. Yeah, it's a really good RTA. The material is very good as well. Beautiful 316 stainless steel rather than the 304. So limited edition version, better material. So I can't go wrong with that. I think that's it in terms of the pros and the cons. Yeah, it's performing cracking. Flavors on point. So we're going to look at the rating. Rating for the build quality. For me, I'll give this a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 works fine for me. I mean, I think 1 point, it loses 1 point only because the airflow control was not as easy as I would like it to be in terms of adjusting it, but that's the only reason why it loses a point. In terms of flavour, for me and the way I built it and my experience, I'll give this a good 9 out of 10. I think the flavour's on point. Great flavour profile. It's intense. Nice smooth transition in there with the airflow. I can't go wrong with it. I really can't. You just need to make sure you build this right, though, to get the performance that you want out of it. If you feel that you're getting a dry burn, a dry hit from it, just make sure you cut the cotton a little more. Just take a wee bit of length off and fluff it out at the ends and tuck it back in. After you get a flooded out deck, you just need more cotton, either more length or more thickness of the cotton. But you'll get there. You'll eventually get there if you don't know how to build this. But as I've shown you, that works for me. That build style works for me for this. And I've had no issues with this running. And it absolutely tastes fantastic. I think that's about it in terms of the pros and the cons. I want to give a big shout out to Thundercloud and Mike Vapes for sending this for the purpose of this review. Really good job you have done there, guys. Mike Vapes, really good design. You've done fantastic with this one. Yeah, absolutely spot on RTA, and it will stay in my collection. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope that you found this review helpful. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comments or give me a message on Facebook, Instagram or Discord. But guys, until next time, take care. All the best.